started.
I don't know what that is. Oh my God. Oh, guys, I don't know what's going on.
Gotcha.
Okay. Am I stopped sharing now?
Yes.
I'm really sorry. You know, I'm usually pretty good with technical stuff, and Blue Jeans has just got me stumped. So I'm doing the best I can. Looks like my video is off, so let me start my video. There we go. There I am. All right. So because I've been having technical issues with Blue Jeans, what I've had to do for the demonstration, which I was going to do live, is I've had to videotape that, and I'm going to, and this is the how to make pom-poms and how to make tassels. And so I'm going to play that video. It's a very long video. It ended up being 20 minutes long, and I know it's because it's a video and I will not be able to see while the video is playing anything in the chat, questions or whatever. You'll just have to hold your questions until the video is done, and then I'm happy to answer them. And then I've got some things to show you from the store. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. Hopefully this will go a little smoother than last time. We'll see.
Hello everyone, this is Laura from Three Kittens Needle Arts, and I am going to show you how to make tassels and pom-poms using some great tools that we have here in the store. Tassels and pom-poms are wonderful, obviously, for decorating hats, but you could also use them. I'm thinking a lot about using tassels like these to decorate Christmas presents this year. Gift wrapping is a great way to showcase these. You can tie them onto a piece of ribbon and wrap them around your present. Tassels are also great at the ends of scarves. I'm sure there are many other options for using tassels that I can't think of right now. But use your imagination, you'll come up with some great things. So tassels are easy to make, especially using these great little animal tassel makers from Katrinkles. And I'm going to show you how to use these. We're going to make a 2-inch tassel today, so I'm going to put the 1-inch and 3-inch tassel makers aside. These come as a set of 3. So you get all three of those, the 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch tassels in the package. What you also need is a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors and of course some yarn. So I'm going to use this lovely orange yarn. This is Blue Sky Fibers wool stock, one of my favorite yarns, and this is actually left over from a sweater that I just made. So now I just have to find the end. I'm one of those people who likes to pull from the center of a ball, so let's just do that. First, you're going to want to cut a length of yarn, and I cut maybe 15 inches. It probably doesn't need to be that long, but you're gonna want to start with a length of yarn. And then you're going to wrap the yarn around the animal's neck a couple of times just to hold it in place. And then you're going to hold it over the animal's back. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm sorry, hold it over the animal's leg, not the back. If it falls off of here, it's not the end of the world. The idea is that you want to wrap your yarn that's making the tassel in between these markings here. It says cut here, and there's a kind of like a range line here, and then tie here, same line. So we're going to start to wrap our yarn. So you're just taking the yarn from your ball of yarn, and you're going to go over this yarn that you wrapped around the neck and just leave that off on the side. And I actually find it easier to flip the animal over at this point and have the tail of the yarn on the other side because I'm right-handed and I want to wrap with my right hand, not my left hand. Unfortunately, there are no markings on this side, so periodically I just have to go, oh wait, let's push this over and get it in between those markers. And the markers are going this way, so we're going to go with this way as well. Of course, my yarn's getting a little tangled, but that's normal. And you're just going to do a bunch of them, as many as you feel like you need. You don't need to overdo it, but don't underdo it as well. And then, if you have enough yarn, just do a couple of test runs until you get the right amount of yarn that you want for your tassel. All right. So I think that's probably enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the yarn close to the leg of the animal. And now I'm just going to set it down for a minute, and I'm going to cut another length of yarn. And again, I'm doing about 15 inches, but you probably don't need to do that long. And then I'm going to thread this yarn onto my tapestry needle. Flip this guy over. And I just want to keep that tail that I had wrapped around the neck of the animal out of the way. And you're going to take your yarn and go through the slot to the left of the tassel, and then pull it up. I'm not pulling it all the way up, there's the tail right there. And then go through the slot on the other side of the tassel, back up through the original slot, and just do this a couple of times. I'm going to do it 3 times. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to take my tapestry needle off. I'm going to tie the 2 ends together. And I want to pull pretty tightly when I do the first one. And then I'm going to just tie again. I think that's a square knot, but don't quote me on that. All right, and then I'm going to trim my ends to be about the length of the animal's legs again. All right, now comes the fun part. Well, no, I'm sorry, we don't get to cut yet. We're going to untie the yarn that's around the animal's neck. And I'm going to pull it about equal to the ends. It doesn't have to be, but just makes it easier. And then I'm going to tie this, kind of like I tied the wrap around the tassel, just in what I think is a square knot. And this will be the yarn that you use to attach your tassel to whatever you're attaching it to. All right. You have a couple of choices now, because now is the time to cut. You can either insert your your scissors in here and cut along the edge, or this is my preference, but you know, just because I've had some experience making these, try it whichever way you want to. So I'm just going to slide all of this off of the animal, which in this case is a llama. And you can see that hole there, that's where I want to insert my scissors. So I'm going to insert my scissors, and before I cut, I'm just going to pull it all tight. Try to get as much, you know, evenness as I can, and then snip it. That was the piece that was the original at the beginning, so I'm snipping that off. These two pieces, this is the tie from where we tied the around the tassel. They're gonna want to stick up, but you're just going to kind of force them down. And then, so now you have your tassel. There you go. There's the tassel. You can slide this up and down if you need to, but keep in mind that the ends that you had tied back here will also slide up and down, so you don't want to go too far. But there you go, tassel made, easy peasy. So now I'm going to show you how to make a pom-pom using the Clover Pompom Makers. They come in different sizes, but this one is a combo size. You get both of these sizes in the package. There's also an enormous one that's probably about this big, and then there's a teeny tiny one for little bitty tassels. So what I've done with these is this big one is this size, and I believe the rest of them are the next size down, but I'm not going to guarantee that because I made them a few days ago. All right, so I'm going to show you on the smaller one. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the legs of the tassel maker. All right. And then you're going to take your yarn and you're going to do a lot of wrapping. So I'm going to use this raggy yarn, and we'll start wrapping. So I'm just going to choose one set of legs. I like to have the curve kind of pointing upwards. It doesn't really matter. You do whatever makes sense to you. And then you're just going to start wrapping around. Now, it is important when you're wrapping to not just wrap in the center of the legs, in this part. That's what tends to want to happen. So the first round, I just try to cover everything from side to side once. And then after that, I am less cautious, although, so I'm not getting them quite as close together in the second round, but I am always trying to make sure I wrap close to the edge, to these two edges here, as well as getting in the middle. The reason that that's important is that if this section becomes much more thick than the wrapping on the edges, then you're going to have a shape. You're going to have longer strands in here than you do on the edges, and your shape won't be quite as round. So, and what I'm going to tell you is you need to wrap way more than you think you need to wrap. You're going to wrap until you feel like you cannot wrap anymore, that nothing else will fit. It will just all fall off. So keep wrapping. The key with pom-poms is to have them very full. If they're not full, they look scraggly, which is not what you want. Okay, I think I'm about done, but I'm going to just wrap a few more times. Okay. So when you're closing it up, you need to hold your yarn in the center here and then close these legs up. And now you get to do the other side. So if I wanted to, I could do a second color here. I haven't tried that in a long time, so let's just try it. I've got some more yarn here. I've got some blue. We're gonna just cut this one off. And we'll add this knitted with worsted on the other side, just for fun. Don't worry about the ends hanging down. Those will be trimmed off later. And if you do something like this where the yarn goes over the leg, just push it off. Okay, we're going to close that up. All right, so there you go. You've got your pom-pom ready to cut. I'm going to trim this. Actually, I'm just going to lay it over the top. You're going to insert your scissors into the little gap between the legs here. There's a little groove in there, so I kind of try to have my scissors in that groove. And it's probably easier with larger scissors. I didn't bring larger scissors over here with me, so we'll do the best we can. Always use your fabric scissors to get the nicest cut. And just keep going to the other side. Oh, fabric scissors would have been a good idea. Okay, it's all cut all the way around. So now we are going to take a long piece of yarn, and I'm going to say maybe half a yard, and you're going to insert it in these grooves. So I just push it down, and then I turn this over and pull it up. I'm going to try to get this more even because I think I have one side longer than the other. And then cross your two strands and pull it down inside and pull tight. Then what I like to do is flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Cross them over and pull tight. And then you're going to knot it. And I usually just do one knot on this. Okay. Now, you can see right here that we've got one strand that's really long. We will trim that in a minute. Now, you pull this apart. No, I'm sorry. Don't do that yet. Now you have to open up the legs. And I would suggest doing them one at a time, not trying to do two at a time. And I'm just kind of pushing the yarn out of the way so it doesn't grab on to the leg and pull out. I really haven't ever had that happen, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Now you get to pull it apart. So grab the white sections and just pull it apart. And then you shake it out. And then it's time to trim. Now, I would not worry too much if your ball is not perfectly round, but you are welcome to trim away. Like here's one that's a little long, so I'm going to trim that one off. But it's easy to get a little perfectionistic about this and think, oh my gosh, it's lopsided. It's you know, there are pieces sticking out all over the place. But you know what? Most people aren't going to notice that. And now you have a two-colored ball. It's blue on the bottom and gray on the top. So that's how you make a pom-pom with the great Clover Pompom makers. I will never, ever go back to a cardboard pom-pom maker. So there you go. I hope you have fun with your pom-poms. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, so this one is a multicolored yarn that stripes, but you can, if you don't have a multicolored yarn that stripes, but you wanted to use two colors, like say you wanted to make a two-color one with the gray and the blue, but you don't want it to be separated in colors, you want it to just kind of be mixed together, you can take one strand of each, and guess what? It'll take less time to wrap as well, and wrap this way. So there you go. That is how you make some pom-poms. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I would highly recommend the Clover Pompom makers and the Katrinkles tassel makers.
So there you go, guys. That's it. I'm wondering if anybody has any questions.
I love how easy it looks.
It
I've
is.
had the Katrinkles before.
Yeah, I think she just came, I can't remember if she's had them for a while. We just brought them in the store recently, and I think they're great. You know, they'd be great on the edge of a scarf, you know, just for some decoration. You could do it on, if you have ear flaps on a hat, you could do it at the end of the ear flaps. That would be really cute, you know, if there's a cord or something. So lots of ways to use them.
Yeah, cowl too, like one of the ones that has the drawstring. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how you make them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I love tools. You know, when we didn't have the tassel makers, I was waiting for them to come in, and I was trying to get prepared for this, and so I was making a couple of tassels, which actually were in the video but off screen. And I made them with a piece of cardboard, and it just was not good because the cardboard kept bending, you know, so The tassel makers are great. And the
Yeah.
pom-pom makers are the bomb. I mean, here's a hat with a pom-pom that I made. You know, they're just so full and nice, and I just love them. This is, by the way, the pandemonium hat, which is what I pictured in the little image for the class. And I think Hillary will put a link in the comments or in the chat for the pandemonium. But it's so cute. It takes. We did it out of 4 balls of ultra wool. It's a slightly bigger size. I think they called for a DK. We use the worsted weight, but we also have ultra wool DK, so you could do that. You don't need very much of the black and the white, so you could get multiple hats out of those colors. I think the gray, you use almost all of it, and with the pom-pom being blue, I think I used almost all of the blue as well. But
excuse me, I stopped listening for a second. Is that a kit?
it is not a kit, but we sell the yarn. We used ultra wool, and or you could use ultra wool DK for a smaller version. I believe, if I remember correctly, yep, there's only one size available. So if you use the lighter weight yarn, you get a slightly smaller size, which, because I think this is definitely an adult size in the ultra wool,
Right.
which is a worsted.
Do you sell that pattern as well?
It's available on Ravelry, and Hillary put a link in the chat box for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And I believe I think she put a link in for the ultra wool.
Oh, good.
If not yet, she will. Hillary, also, if you could find ultra wool DK on our website and put a link in there for that one in case somebody want to make it for a child,
Yes.
that would be great.
I'm grabbing ultra wool right now, and then I will go back in.
I was going to show you some other pom-pom hats with pom-poms, and I didn't bring them over to the table. Do you want to see them?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
Hillary has no links to these, but I'll show you and tell you. So,
Psst, Hillary.
I'm working on
the blue and the green yarn back there.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
What is that?
Yes.
What is that? I must know.
what are you guys
Yarn.
talking about?
Sorry.
The green yarn behind you on
Like
the
green?
wire stand.
Yeah, the third row, third hook down from the top. What is that? That is fabulous. Yes. That is incredible.
This is knitted with fingering, and this colorway is called Warmest Regards. So it's 100% superwash merino, fingering, dyed in. I think she's either in Oregon or Washington State. I can't remember. She is the nicest person. I love meeting hand dyers and stuff in person, but Laura Jean, who dyes this, is fabulous. So
That's
highly
incredible.
recommend her yarns.
What is
Thank you.
and what is the
Lots of
scarf that's behind
really. I'm drooling.
Oh, okay. Well, let me show. I'll get to that in just a minute. So let me just show you these pom-poms.
Sorry, bad influence.
That's okay. And then I've got my tags all tangled up together. So here's a hat that I knit. This is actually knitted with worsted. So I just showed you the fingering. This is worsted weight. And the hat is Brocatel. And I don't have a sign for it. It's Brocatelle. But great little pom-pom on that one. I do like color work, so I'm sorry I'm showing you a lot of color work. This is the Herringbone hat by Anne Mizoguchi, and this is made out of Rama Fennel PT2, which is a Norwegian yarn. Similar to, I don't know if any of you have ever worked with Dale of Norway Hilo. Dale of Norway, or Dala, as I've been told is the correct pronunciation, was very popular in the 90s and 2000s, and they stopped manufacturing yarn and just went to the ready-made sweaters, which you can find ready-made Norwegian sweaters by them. So we brought in this Rama instead, and it's lovely to work with a sport weight yarn. So, okay, so the scarf behind me, I specifically brought it over so I could show you guys.
Yes. That's
All right.
This
is this is this is
Jan's
the
even like,
this is the Inlet Scarf by Inez Sang, and it is mosaic knitting, so it's all one color in each row, which is fabulous. I think we need to block it a little bit better because the edges are rolling. It shouldn't do that. So, and even the edging, even though it's one color, is a mosaic stitch, I believe. I did not knit this one myself, so I can't guarantee that. But we used Sugarbush Bold, which looks like this. This is a yarn out of Canada. It's 100% merino. You need 2 skeins of the gray and 3 skeins of the white. So there are those 2 colors. We have lots of this in stock. So 2 skeins of the gray, 3 skeins of the white. It's not kitted up, but there you go.
and the
100%
pattern?
merino. The pattern is called Inlet Scarf. It's in the chat box. It's by Inez. I'm not really sure how you say it. Inez Sang, and it's available on Ravelry. So, but yes, beautiful, huh?
Yeah, that's after I get done with the your
Family
feet
Ram?
prints. Yes.
Which I did not bring those today, so
It's okay.
What else did I want to show you? I had a list, but I've kind of gone off list. So I was going to show you guys the Metacat. I showed this the other night as well, but I wanted to show you some crochet. I don't have a pom-pom on this, although I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
So this is a pattern by me. I have a number of patterns in the store. I'm only showing you one today, but Hillary will put a link in the chat for a free one of my patterns, free code to download one pattern off of Ravelry. So check those out. You're welcome. And this is if you crochet, this is a super simple pattern. This is, it's just single crochet and half double crochet. So there's really not much to it. Some of the crochet stitches are done in I think in the back loop only. So, you get kind of these ridges and stuff. So anyway, this is called Metacat, and we made it out of Trippin' with Dixie Migration. Trippin' with Dixie is a hand dyer here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And she does these wonderful deep colors. This is an exclusive color for us. It's called Fatigues. We have another exclusive color. Well, here's the yarn in the skein. That's the Fatigues colorway. And then we have another exclusive color with them called Red Cross. These were supposed to be our Shop Hop yarns this past April, but Shop Hop got canceled because of COVID. So we have lots of them available. Yeah, and I'll show you some other colors by her. Again, she just does these beautiful, rich colors. This one is called Moonlit Summer's Night. This one is Misty Twist.
I like that.
This one is Genius. So a bunch of these are one-of-a-kind colors. This one is not, but those last 2 that I showed are one-of-a-kind colors, so she won't ever dye them again. So if you want them, now's the time to get them. And this one is Atala. I have no idea what that's a reference to. I kind of feel like it must be a character from a TV show or book or something. I don't know. And Hillary says in the chat that migration is yummy and squishy and fabulous, and I have to agree. It's merino, yak, and nylon. So, and it's fingering weight 450 yards, so enough to make a shawlette kind of thing. So, very nice.
And that's what you used for that Metacat?
That's what I use for the Metacat. I use this fatigues colorway.
Mm-hmm.
We also did one in Red Cross, but I can't find it. It's someplace here in the store, but I don't know where it
Was
is.
it just one skein?
One skein. Yep. Yep. And it comes in two different sizes. The larger size ends up a little bit more slouchy. So that pattern is one of the patterns in my Ravelry store, and you can use your coupon to get a free copy of it.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm trying to think of what else I was going to show you. I wanted to show you guys this shawl that I'm wearing. Let's see if I can tilt my camera down a little bit. So this is called the Eyes on You shawl. And, you know, I'm going to take it off because I think you'll be able to see it better. This is a short row kind of swing knitting shawl. Isn't that pretty?
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, so this pattern is by DJ Logan, and she used unique fingering. I didn't bring any of the yarn over here with me. Oh, yes, I did. I've got some. Never mind. So we used unique fingering, which is a self-striping yarn, and then she's calling these solid color sections eyes. For the eyes, we used our house brand yarn, which is 3K Abstract. So 3K Abstract, we worked with a mill to design a yarn using the fibers that we wanted to use. So, you know, there's a lot of merino out there right now, like this unique fingering is 100% merino. Merino is everywhere, but I have an employee who's allergic to merino, just merino. She's not allergic to any other wool. Her fingers start to burn. If she's winding it, she has troubles breathing. So we're always looking for non-merino wool yarns to bring into the store. So we had, this is the 3K Abstract. We had a mill order some blue-faced Leicester wool from England for us with a little nylon in it, and they spun it to our specifications. And then we used this picture, which is Circles and Squares by Kandinsky, and I used that to pick colors for them to dye the yarn in. So we've got a number of colors, and unfortunately, it's really hard for me to reach any of the colors right now. But we combined it with different colors of the unique fingering to make some kits. Unfortunately, this purple color, which is called Stella Magenta, is out of stock. But let me grab these kits, which are on the table. I just can't reach them, and show you what colorways we came up with.
Pretty.
All right. So Hillary knows I love this one because it's green and blue. My favorite colors together. These are all on our website. It's $82 for the color pack. The pattern is not included. We don't have the rights to sell the pattern, so it's downloadable on Ravelry. So you get 2 skeins of the unique fingering and 1 skein of the 3K Abstract. There's another really pretty one. Hard to see the colors in the...
That's pretty.
Yeah, in the unique, unless I hold them up sideways. With that yellow that I was showing earlier, we did this colorway.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah. So we're a little short on the 3K Abstract right now because the mill is backlogged. I placed an order with them in like May, and they still don't know when we'll get our order. So the fiber has shown up, but they, because of COVID, they've had to reduce their staff, and so we'll get it when we get it. And then I thought this was really pretty too with the red. So
That is pretty.
there you go. And I was going to show off the shawl pin, but I took the shawl off, so yeah. But we do have a lot of shawl pins in the store. Shawl pins are they're great. You know, we have shawl oh, what are they called? Hillary, help me out here. I showed them last time. Shawl cuffs.
The cuffs and that loopy one.
Oh yeah, and we have a little spirally one that just spirals into your shawl. That's great too. So check those out as well. And I got other stuff in the store, so if you want to see other things, if you see anything behind me that you want to see, let me know. I'll grab them. What? I was going to do another kit and put it on our website, and I didn't have time to do it. Let me see if I can. It's on the table here underneath something. No, I think it's in my office. Hold on just a second.
I love her shop. I wish I lived closer.
It's so bright and airy. There's huge windows on the long side. She's on the long side towards the back of the shop, and there's huge windows at the front. It's so, even on a gray day, although the sun is out now, but even on a gray day, the lighting in there is just wonderful.
Well, I don't have any lights on right now. I just have the windows showing on me because when I have the lights on, sometimes I get glare off my glasses and shadows on my face and stuff like that. So no lights today. But here's a really pretty cowl. I was trying to get a kit on the website, and I just didn't have time to do it. But we made this out of Rowan Moordale. And you got a lace section here, and then a colorwork section, which I believe, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember, is this slip stitch? No, it's not slip stitch, so it's stranded knitting. And then you have ribbing. So this pattern is called Copenhagen Calling by Isabel Kramer. And I will be getting some kits onto our website maybe later today. It takes 2 skeins of what in this version is the taupe color or beige color, and 1 skein of the other color. And the Moordale is, I don't have one of those in front of me, but I think it's an alpaca wool blend, a British alpaca and British sheep. So it's kind of fun and different, by Rowan. So. Should I go grab Sam and Sue real quick? Were you, Debbie and Tammy, and Jan, were you guys on the call on Tuesday when I showed Sam and Sue? If you weren't, then I'll go grab them.
No, I
Tammy
wasn't.
was. Debbie, do you want to see Sam and Sue?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Kind of
Give me a minute.
famous. Or at least I'm trying to decide the color of Sam. I'm gonna start with Sam first. Keegan wants Sam and Sue bad.
I will grab links for them.
Do these links go somewhere after Blue Jeans is over?
Yes.
We'll try and download them. I have to post them separately than the video. So I'm going to put them on the website so that way you can go back and look through it side by side with the video in the chat next to it.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool, thanks.
So here's Sam the Ram. He is a Aran sheep, I would say, with big horns. And he stands up really well. Sorry, you can't really see that. You see me. He's made out of that Rama fennel garn that I used to make that one hat I showed you. I don't know where it is now. It's hiding. Anyway, you only need 3 skeins or 3 balls of this yarn. So 2 of the main color and 1 of the contrast color. We have kits on our website in 4 different colorways. Let me show you Sue, and then I'll talk about the colors. So this is Sue the Ewe, his partner. And Sue has take her shawl off. She has a cable along her back, and then this is some kind of ribbing. I I don't know. I haven't made them myself. My son, who was 9 when I bought the store, really wanted me to make one, and he's now 23, and it has not happened. So probably will not be happening. Sue has little fluffy, roughly legs and tinier horns. You can see she's got a brown face, and Sam has a gray face. So we made up kits with a kind of a white color and then this creamy color, and then both the brown face and the gray face. So those are available on our website as well. And these kits, these patterns have been around since 90 something, so they've been around for a long time, and people still make it. Lots of people have made them on Ravelry, so if you want to check out their comments and stuff like that, you can find out all sorts of things about them on there. The patterns were thoroughly updated a couple of years ago. We went through them, the designer and I went through them completely and made some changes, made sure all the graphs were more hand drawn and stuff before, and so now they're all nicely printed and all of that stuff. So, and the kits that we have, you get a download code to download the pattern on Ravelry. You don't get the printed pattern. It's something like 25 pages long, and we just decided not to print them. So you can have it in your library and print it yourself, or look at it off of your iPad or computer or whatever. So there you go.
Question real quick. The brown that's on Sue, is that the light tan or is that the medium? Sorry.
So these were made out of Dale Hilo, which I talked about before. So the colors aren't exactly the same because Dale Norway had different colors than Rama does. So I would say this is whatever the lighter brown is. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry about that. A brown and a dark gray. So this is the brown version. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can do them matching, right? Or you can do them different like this. So we just wanted to give people options.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So that's about it, I guess. So I appreciate everybody joining me today, and thank you for bearing with me as I went through my technical issues and all of that kind of stuff.
Thank you for teaching us.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely.